Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulanding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
It's a warm reception to our studio here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Dado Cham. In the headlines tonight, Buyam Hospital to have operation machine, says President Barrow. President Barrow lays foundation stone of Buyam Mini Stadium. Turkey government donates military items. Farmers in Kirjarga appeals for support. On the international scene, Argentine Senate approves bill to legalize abortion. UK hits new COVID-19 records. Cases as vaccines arrive in Europe. South Africa tightened restriction amid a surge in COVID-19 cases. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. While speaking in Buyam, His Excellency President Adama Barrow said his government is working on transforming the Buyam Hospital into a more standard one by providing more doctors and standard equipment for operation to be performed in the hospital. Mariam Adem tells us more.
In demanding for development, the people of Fonyi appeal for more to be done in the areas of health, water and electricity supply, roads and skill centers project that will empower women and youths to be job creators after obtaining adequate skills. The women also requested for storage facilities such as fridges in their market so they can keep their seafood to avoid spoilage. As President Barrow listened to the concerns raised by the people of Fonyi Kansala and Buyam in particular, he revealed how his government is working in transforming the Buyam Hospital into a major one that will perform operations on pregnant women when necessary by providing machines and more qualified doctors. The president described the hospital as an important healthcare facility that cannot be neglected under his tenure. According to Barrow, when the ongoing work is completed, the people of Fonyi will not go to Banjul to seek treatment, as his government will provide all the necessary medications needed in the hospital. The president also unveiled that the Daslame Road will be constructed in due course, as it is part of the road projects that are to be constructed across the country. He continued to promise the people of Fonyi of more development that they could not have in the past regimes. He further called on the people of Fonyi to join his government in developing the Gambia, as it is the most important thing to do. The Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Ami Fabri, who is also a daughter of Fonyi, took up the podium, describing the president as a true leader who does not discriminate others. She called on her people to rally behind Barrow and support his development agenda in transforming the country into a better one and conducive place for every Gambian. She further reflected on her ministry's activities toward improving the agriculture productivity in the country, such as the provision of free fertilizers, power tillers, milling machines, and donkeys, among others, and projects that are to be implemented soon. Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News.
While on his Meet the People tour in Fonyi, Buyam, President Barrow laid the foundation stone for the construction of model mini stadium in Buyam. The president was accompanied by the Minister of Youth and Sport, Honorable Bakari Waibaji. Maria Madem reports.
The project is worth $7.1 million and it is funded by the government of the Gambia. The mini stadium is part of a series of other similar facilities being constructed across all regions as part of the government's efforts in decentralizing sports development in the country. The Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Bakari Waibaji, thanked the President for gracing the event despite his busy schedule and described the project as timely because the people of Fonyi have been yearning for such to happen in their community, as he reflected on how the field was developed.
And Your Excellency, thank you for that. Like I said, this is a long process, something that this community has been yearning for many years. But this football field historically was developed by the Child Fund. Now they call it the Fonyi Dinding, which is a combination of Dinding Bantaba and Eastern Fonyi. They developed it many years ago. Then it had no fence and no facility at all. But with time, the Child Fund invested money in fencing it and access it right now. So the arrangement is that the young people of Fonyi have been for years looking for means to improve it because the whole of Fonyi has not had any standard football field. So that's why we are grateful that under your leadership we are able to actualize this project, and it cost at the tune of $7.1 million, and the work is going to take about 6 months, and the facilities will be improving the entire facility, putting up, increasing the fence, and they're going to put up a new borehole and change rooms. We're going to have 2 change rooms, so 2 teams, and as well as a change room for the referee, the officials, and as well as a bathroom, that's a restroom, and they will improve a perimeter fence, which is going to be the inside of it, and then the grass, that's going to make it a standard football field.
In empowering and creating job opportunities for young people of the country, Honorable Baji said the contractors are mostly youths and all the laborers must be taken from the region. He further appealed to the youths of the community to take full ownership of the project.
So, like I said, like we do in all the projects, one of the key issues is that the contractors are mostly young people, and they also have a condition that the laborers must come from the region or from the local area. And that is a way of creating employment for the young people that are from here. So a lot of the resources will remain here in terms of having the facility, but also creating employment in the next 6 months. So on that note, we always remind the contractor that we expect timely delivery of the project, a project that is safe, and a project that is going to be sustainable and long-lasting for the people. But also, to the community, we expect them to take full ownership of this project. And then so once completed and handed over to them, that they take proper care of it. Our role is to build the facility, and the government role is to invest the money. How you take care of it and ensure the grass remains green and always viable for a match would be your responsibility. So the government have done its part, we expect you to do your part. So Your Excellency, thank you so much for making it here. Like I said, the young people appreciate this time.
President Barrow also had this to say.
So it's innovative financing to make sure we help the youth. And we have a minister who has a lot of experience. We have a lot of trust and confidence in him that he can support the youth. That's why we are embarking on doing a lot of things for the youth. But he needs your support. He needs your cooperation. I think that is key and it's important. For this government, our direction, our focus, our national development plan is to build capacity. And when you talk about capacity, it's about the youth. The future leaders of this country is the youth. So we are encouraging everyone to come on board, support government, support the minister, so that we can be successful. And I think so if we are together, we can make a huge difference in the life of the environment. Thank you.
The project will last for 6 months, and when completed, the facility will improve the overall well-being of the Fonyi youths as well as promote sporting activities in the community. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Maria Madem.
The Turkey government, through its embassy in Banjul, consigned military items to the Chief of Defense Staff, Gambia Armed Forces. The donated items included 1,000 camouflage uniform, 500 jackets, belts. The handing over ceremony took place at their main headquarters in Banjul, and this report by Awasani.
The donation is meant to strengthen the security sector and the bond between the Turkey and the Gambia military. The Chief of Defense Staff, Yakuba A. Drame, said Turkey has been genuine, predictable, reliable and sustainable partners since the period under review. He acknowledged that most officers in the armed forces benefited immensely from the respective ministry institution in Turkey to pursue different levels of education to be more professional in whatever they do.
Perhaps, if I may use this occasion to further give you an insight as to what the next plan is going to look like. Of recent, we've received, once again, that exceptional generosity from the Turkish armed forces to say they are more than willing to uplift, or airlift rather, 500 men and women from this fine institution, the armed forces, to go to Turkey to train them on specialized operations. That's quite commendable. Imagine not saying we would train 1 or 2, but saying we would train 500 in 2 batches of 250 each. And they would undertake the responsibility to airlift them from Gambia, the shores of Gambia, to the shores of Turkey, to undertake meaningful training, more so in the context of peace support operations. That's quite commendable, Ambassador.
CDS Drame showed his appreciation and assured the Turkish ambassador that the items will be put to good use to enhance the capability of the armed forces. He considered the Turkey Republic genuine partners because it has been given all it requires to move the armed forces to another level. And the Gambian soldiers receive more training in Turkey than any other country in the world. Tolga Bermek, the Turkish ambassador to the Gambia, also added that they are committed to strengthening the bilateral relationship between the two countries in every field.
Including military and defense cooperation, as we used to do. And we are doing this through mutual visits, bilateral agreements, training programs, and some military aid programs. And today we have the pleasure to hand over the military equipment generously donated by the Turkish Armed Forces. And I sincerely believe that this equipment will contribute to enhancing the operational capabilities and effectiveness of the Gambian Armed Forces and their future achievements in UN peacekeeping operations in the future.
He reiterated his sincere gratitude and said the Gambia occupies a special place in the foreign policy towards Africa. According to Bermek, the Gulf played an influential role in international security by participating in several UN peacekeeping operations in different parts of Africa. Owing to that, they support the crucial role of the Gulf in safeguarding the security and stability within the Gambia and beyond. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasane.
Farmers in the North Bank region, Kerjarga, highlighted the challenges they face in making a living through agriculture due to lack of support in farming equipment. Modu Elbaji has more.
In most rural communities, farming is one of the main sources of income and employment. Most families depend on it for their daily consumption, but their efforts are hindered with lots of hurdles. However, we visited some farmers in the community of Kirjarga to pin out the challenges they endure in ensuring that they put food on their tables. We visited Ahmad Cham's Kasu plantation, where he revealed the challenges he is enduring in symbolizing his plans. Cham stated that his ambition is to employ young people and to practice different types of farming, but he lacks the financial muscles to purchase the required farming implements and to fence his farm. Mr. Cham said his farm is approximately over 700 hectares, noting that lack of fence is one of the main things that is affecting his farm, adding that he is disturbed by cattle because any cashew fruit that fails, the cattle do consume it before he reaches at his farm. He calls on the government and all the support-oriented organizations and the private sector help him fence his farmland. Fatulo is a groundnut farmer. She also shared the challenges she faces, remarking that groundnut buyers are not coming to their area, which makes it difficult for her to sell her produce. Fatulo also appealed to the government to support farmers like her in the rural areas. For Star TV, this is Modu Elbaji.
Those were the local stories. We will be back with the international news after the short break.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company, Gosh Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gosh Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gosh on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gosh Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.goshglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh.
And now the news beyond our borders. Argentina Senate has voted to legalize elective abortion up to the 14th week in a groundbreaking decision that delivers a huge win for reproductive rights activities. Al Jazeera Teresa Boy reports.
A historic decision ending the criminalization of abortion in this mostly Catholic country. After a long debate, women outside Congress waited anxiously for the vote to happen. And when it did, there was pure joy among those campaigning for that result.
We have friends affected because there are no legal and safe abortion, and it's a debt that we have as a society. The state needs to deal with this issue. We couldn't just continue ignoring it. I'm so happy.
The debate lasted for about 12 hours, and the bill was turned into law with 38 votes for and 29 against. The bill legalizes abortion in Argentina up to 14 weeks into pregnancy. It allows women to get a free abortion in a public hospital and will end the fears women have of being reported to the police if they try to terminate a pregnancy.
Women in Argentina have been campaigning for years to legalize abortion in this country. For these women, it's a matter of public health because already around 500,000 abortions are carried out every year. Many of them end up with complications. Thousands of women end up in a hospital because of those complications. So for these women, legalizing abortion is crucial to save lives.
But not everyone celebrated on Wednesday. Andy Aquino couldn't help crying when asked about the possibility of legalizing abortion.
We're going to cry a lot. There are a lot of lies. They want us to sell something that is not true, that abortions happen everywhere. We poor women do not want to have abortions. We love our children.
The Catholic Church is a powerful body here. Pope Francis is Argentinian and has been lobbying against the law. Mariela Bielski says the Church needs to adapt to current times.
And he sent letters here to say what he thinks and to try to influence. So I think there is a difference. And for the Church it's very important not to have this law passed because they need to maintain the Catholic movement very high in Latin America, double standard. He tolerates abortion in the North and in Europe and United States and in Canada, but he doesn't tolerate abortion in Latin America. So I think he needs to do some reflection about it.
The vote in Argentina sets a precedent in a region that has some of the toughest laws against abortion in the world. But this movement of women's groups has spread throughout the region and has become a force for change. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
Health officials in the United Kingdom are warning that stricter curbs may be needed as coronavirus cases reach a new high due to a new, more transmission strength in the country. The UK reported 53,000 infections on Tuesday, nearly 12,000 more than previous record set in the day before. Meanwhile, the EU is buying an extra 100 million doses of the vaccine, in addition to the 200 million already ordered by the mass immunization program. Al Jazeera Roque reports.
Across Europe, a public health operation is underway, the size and speed of which hasn't been seen before. Madrid, Spain, one of 5 airports countrywide with the same arrival. New consignments of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, from plane to truck and off with a police escort just in case. Spain now has 350,000 new doses. A German care home. The country was one of 7 EU states to coordinate the start of vaccinations on Sunday. Elderly and caregivers are the priority while supplies are short.
Yeah, now the big vaccination push is on, and we as an aid organisation want to do our part to eventually defeat this scourge of mankind.
Already 3 weeks into vaccinations is the UK. Because of the new, more infectious strain of the virus, the situation is worsening by the day. There are more COVID patients in hospital now than there were during the first wave's peak. The head of NHS England acknowledged the picture is grim.
Many of us, of course, have lost family, friends, colleagues, and at a time of year when normally we'd be celebrating, I think understandably a lot of people are feeling tired and anxious and frustrated. And now we're back in the eye of the storm of this second wave of coronavirus sweeping Europe and this country.
Medical experts are deeply worried about rising infections. The London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine is advising that new restrictions, plus a huge increase in weekly vaccinations, may be needed. Otherwise, they fear 2021 could see more hospitalisations and deaths than this year. Ministers are considering keeping school and college pupils home after Christmas holidays finish. They're also looking at a new 5th tier of lockdown measures. Rory Challens, Al Jazeera.
New restrictions in South Africa to fight a new, more infectious of coronavirus outbreak now kicked in with alcoholic assault ban and an extended curfew in place nationwide. Cases in the country have crossed the 1 million mark, making South Africa the continent's worst affected country. Ajazila Haru reports from South Africa.
Dileka Hempe and her brother Lulama Nabo buried their sister a few weeks ago. They said Lindiwe was struggling to breathe, but she didn't immediately go to the hospital, thinking whatever she had wasn't serious. When she eventually got tested for COVID-19, it was too late. By then, another sister was also gravely ill.
The younger sister was still in the hospital in ICU when the elder one died. We were still praying for her to survive. But then there was this blow of the elder one dying while we were still praying for that one to survive. And we were worried that that one, when she comes out of the hospital, she would be told that her sister is no more.
Nomtetelelo Siko died a few days after her big sister Lindiwe. South Africa's coronavirus infection total since the first case in March is now more than 1 million. During the festive season, thousands of South Africans travelled across the country visiting friends and family. Some attended large gatherings without wearing masks or practicing social distancing. That's why health experts say they are not surprised by the rise in numbers. Port Elizabeth is a coronavirus hotspot in the Eastern Cape, one of the provinces where the new variant was identified in South Africa. Doctors and nurses say the sharp increase in infections is putting more strain on already struggling medical facilities. The new variant has also been identified in other parts of the country. Several hospitals and medical centres say many wards are full. There is a shortage of ventilators, ICU beds and staff.
Certainly with the second wave, we've seen more healthcare workers also unfortunately dying from the disease. So the burden is a heavy one. You lose people you work with for years, but still you have to continue. You have to continue. There's not enough time for grieving.
South Africa's President, Cyril Ramaphosa, has tightened COVID-19 restrictions, banning alcohol sales, extending a nationwide curfew, and making the wearing of masks in public a legal requirement. So far, most people in South Africa who've tested positive for COVID-19 have recovered. But some doctors say, unlike in the first wave, when the elderly were most affected, this time they're seeing more young people in their 30s and 40s getting seriously ill or even dying from the disease. Haru Matasa, Al Jazeera, Port Elizabeth.
And before we end the news, a recap of our main headlines. Buyam Hospital to have operation machine, says President Barrow. President Barrow lays foundation stone of Buyam Mini Stadium. Turkey government donates military items. Farmers in Kirjarga appeals for support. On the international scene, Argentine Senate approves bill to legalize abortion. UK hits new COVID-19 records cases as vaccines arrive in Europe. South Africa tightened restriction amid a surge in COVID-19 cases. And that's all for this edition of the news. Thank you for watching and join us for tomorrow's news.